Let's play this video. It's our reaction, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna be talking about.
I haven't seen it. I think a lot of these guys haven't seen it, so this will be the first time for everyone here.
It's weird when you live in a day and age when candy bar commercials are shocking and controversial, but I mean, I've seen so much crazy stuff lately, so let's check it out. Oh, of course.
At least they have the candy bar in there.
Bite-sized Halloween.
Some commercials, they don't even...
That's so
They
clever.
just have the logo at the end.
Minivan. Family friendly, right?
Yeah.
Is the kid gonna answer the door?
Princess.
The reaction of people.
I'm your new nanny.
I don't need a nanny.
Is that a boy or a girl?
That is a boy.
Is it a boy?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Whoa. Creepy
What's your
name.
favorite color?
Black.
Other than black.
Oh, charcoal.
Why are you all dressed up? It's not Halloween yet.
He's a boy.
Yeah.
Can I help you?
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Do you want to find out? You buckle?
I'm still wearing my princess dress.
Do you want to wear it?
He's also wearing eyeshadow.
Well, even the shirt underneath is not that girl's shirt.
Hey, you! Princess! You look like a girl. Why are you wearing that? Dressing like this makes me feel good. Is that your nanny? She looks weird. You
That
look
is what
weird,
makes
your
sense to
nanny
make
looks
feel.
weird. You guys are both
Yeah.
weird. Now we're dressed different. Boys don't wear dresses. Whoa! Whoa!
I've yet to see a Twix bar.
Yeah, right. That's an interesting message.
Violence.
We should go.
Violence, hurt him.
The fact
Yeah,
that
we
he
should.
was okay with that.
Will you come back?
Yeah.
Probably.
People that don't agree with us.
What?
What did that have to do with
We should eliminate people
Oh,
that
my
don't agree with
goodness.
us. I mean, did that kid die? Or?
So we're seeing a whole lot of this stuff, like
What?
with Gonzo, the Muppet Babies. They did the same thing. It was Gonzo. Everybody, the other girls were dressed up like princesses. The boys were going to be princes, and they all went separate ways to get in costume. And Gonzo's just there, sad. And a little mouse comes out and says, "Why are you sad?" And he's like, "Well, I want to wear a dress, but boys aren't supposed to wear dresses." And he's like, "Oh, I'll make you the best princess there is. They won't ask any questions. You'll just wow them or whatever." And sure enough, he got his princess dress, and when he came in, they were all like, "Wow, look at the most beautiful princess."
Don't you love the mic drop sound effect at the end of it? Like,
Yeah.
it shares our message.
Yeah, right?
I mean, my thing with
That's right.
these commercials, shows, all the time, there's the adult presence missing. The parents are not there throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Nanny.
When the boy dressed in a dress was interacting with that other boy, when he said, "Oh, because it makes me feel good," do you see how he looked back at his nanny for like validation from the adult? And what did she do? She validated how he felt, and then
And the adult is not the parent, but a nanny witch.
Somebody else.
yeah, exactly. So it's just like
Yeah.
why is there always the removal of the parents, the
Yeah.
removal of that moral compass, and it's just
See
like
this
this
ad,
kid
right?
trying to figure out life on his own.
And I think it's always interesting because the argument always comes, all this LGBT stuff, it actually, causes division and anger in people, and they're going to be like fighting against them. That's actually a comment that came back on one of our channels the other day, was like, why not to show people anti-LGBTQ stuff, because it creates violence. But doesn't that just create violence right there? I mean,
Yeah,
that was the answer to someone that doesn't agree with me.
Sure,
I'm going to all of a
you
sudden
just get rid of it.
yeah.
Right.
And if necessary, use witchcraft to do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
that's a dangerous precedent.
I just don't understand how people can just think this is normal. This is a commercial about a candy bar, and the
It's not.
There wasn't a single picture. There wasn't.
It's not.
Nobody took.
They
a
weren't
bite.
even eating a
It
Twix.
was. This is just
Look-
what propaganda.
Looking
is.
on the Twitter account, there's people that are mentioning this exact same thing. Oh, wow. So we're suggesting
daily
that
wire.
you should do violence and people that disagree with you and stuff. So it's not just us reacting
Yeah,
like that.
exactly.
I mean, look at that.
This is actually LGBTQNation.com, and they're just showing different responses on Twitter's.
Consider the magnitude, like how well this company must be doing to put all that money into a commercial that doesn't even have a product placement anywhere. It's just pushing this message that they have, and then they slap the logo at the end.
Interesting
Agenda.
And
response.
2 minutes long.
Oh, 2 minutes. Yeah, that's a lot
It's not
of
30 seconds.
TV
commercial.
time right there.
Do you notice how actually some of these commercials, like we did with the satanic shoes and stuff like that, it seems like if they agitate society, that all of a sudden people start sharing and making posts exactly like what we're doing right now. And maybe that's like literally what their motive is like we start, you cause ripples in the pond and now people are going to talk about it.
This is an interesting comment. I doubt the intent of the commercial is to teach kids to commit violence with magic. Well,
Just like we-
what is it teaching them?
Yeah, right. That Twix are good.
I mean, it has
I mean, that's
nothing
the
to do with
message
the
I got.
candy.
Oh yeah.
So what is it
You're
teaching
supposed to
them?
look below the surface.
That, you get validated and get rid of people, or
Man, I used to like Twix.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm not supporting that.
it'd be interesting to see
I
what their
haven't used chocolate in a
response
long
is.
The thing
time.
is, it's not just Twix, though. I mean, I've heard
Skittles.
Skittles,
Yeah.
and
Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
But what do you think their angle is? Advertisers have targeted kids for decades. But the ones buying the products are the parents, presumably, or the parents giving them the money to the kids to buy these things. So, what's their audience?
The thing is, as a company who's out there to make money, they're trying to be on everybody's side. And so when the tide is turning towards any particular agenda, then they're like, oh yeah, we're on board with the agenda, because for them that's customers, right? So I'll give you a prime example. Just after Trump got elected, and he signed, remember the Muslim ban?
Yeah.
Right? And there were 10 countries, and you could not enter the United States. They were banned from entering into this country, right? So he did that. It was about 2 to 3 weeks later that the Super Bowl aired, okay? And on the Super Bowl that year, there were 2 commercials that were very politically motivated. One was by Airbnb, and they just showed a bunch of faces. They weren't showing homes or anything like that, a bunch of faces, and it was like, we accept. That was their message.
Wow.
It was like all these different cultures and stuff. And I get it. I agree. We should be accepting of all cultures and races and all that kind of thing. I understand what they're getting at. The next commercial that I thought was really fascinating was Budweiser. And it was, you were watching Adolphus Bush, I think it was, go through the process of immigration into this country. And then starting his, brand as he partnered with somebody else, what became Budweiser. The whole point was he was an immigrant. What's the message? We're on the side of immigrants as a company. Why? They're buying their product. They want to be on the side of immigrants, right? So they're saying, the president, we don't agree with you because, hey, at the end of the day, we're going to be on the side of our customers. And I think that's exactly what's happening here. Is so many people are getting on board with that line of thinking, and they don't want to be left, they don't want to be canceled for not being on board. So to meet their bottom line, they're gonna get on the train.
And also witchcraft, they're using.
Yeah, just popularizing witchcraft is
Convenient.
making it kind of, and that's what witchcraft really is, right? Is it's I'm going to use the elements, or I'm going to force something to happen because I'm wishing or I'm bending the will of the world to my desires.
To my will.
Yeah, rather than how we should be looking at it is really like, what is God's will, and God is the one that's in control, not me. This is disturbing to me.
So I think I remember the verse, but I'll look it up just to make sure. But I'm pretty sure it's Ephesians chapter 4, verse 32, because this is one I'm always quoting to my kids. And be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God in Christ forgave you. Right? Our approach and attitude toward other people should be kindness, should be tolerance. And we don't see a lot of that in the world today. So,
Yeah, that was a great ending. I don't know if I should ask my question.
If you have any questions that you want answered, though, check out the little LED show that we just did this last Friday. Questions, Q&As on Halloween, and this is where this topic actually came up. So I don't know if you want to ask another question, or we can answer it in another video.
Well, yeah. My thing is, you really think people would say, like, they have a decision between a Snickers bar and a Twix bar, and they're like, oh, well, I'm not going to support Twix, so they haven't said anything about LGBTQ or haven't put their stamp of approval. I'm going to buy the Snicker. People who like Twix, aren't they just going to buy Twix? Is it really that much of a moral thing that people make that decision?
Are they owned by the same company?
Well, that's what I was doing.
Oh, that
Definitely.
example.
Yeah.
But you get the point, right?
But Chick-fil-A did that though, didn't they? They're still like a leading
Booming, yeah.
fast food
Yeah.
restaurant.
So
Yeah.
why are these companies feeling the need to get so politically involved is that really people's end all when it comes to the decisions that they make?
Yeah, I would say that they're trying to build a like sort of view of that company. I would say that they're probably in support of that lifestyle or that whatever. And so I'm saying that they're probably putting that out there because that's really what they're into.
Okay, so it's more of their...
I would say any company that's putting forth their values. I think that's kind of like where advertisers get a lot of their inspiration from. Is like Apple puts forth their values, and
I don't know. I think some companies yes, but I think other companies no. I think they're
Basically
just jumping on the bandwagon,
And they
Especially
want
during that
else's.
month, that everybody's
Exactly.
logo is going to be a rainbow.
Yeah, I
Well-
think they're doing it. Yeah, just
but you don't think that the company's
Just to
like
cater to people.
in support of that?
I feel like they
necessarily.
probably just separate it because it's just like business is business and money is money. So if you're in Halloween, you're in the month of October, people are going to be buying candy for trick or treating. You're going to say, what can we do to get our commercial out there and make money and get more people to buy our candy?
But like Apple making commercials where they're supporting the LGBTQ, and having everybody wear that, I would probably say that company-wide
Yes,
they're in
they
support
do.
of that.
But I wouldn't say every company is.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say that.
There are certain companies I would say yes, totally. They've been promoting it and have been for a while. Like Apple's a perfect example. They didn't wait for everybody to jump on it. They've been on it for a while. But yeah, other companies I would totally say they're just it's like Black History Month comes around and they're like, okay, yeah, we got to do. It's like not. And the point is, it's not that we shouldn't be aware of those things and we shouldn't be diverse and inclusive, but it's like they're just doing it just to please customers.
I got another question. Where does that leave us with so many companies taking like a political stance? How does that reflect when we make purchases? Does that make sense? So Apple has this stance or whatever. Are you going to stop supporting Apple, or are you going to stop buying Twix? Does it really matter? Does it really become a moral issue for each person knowing a company stance, or can we make these purchases and we're okay?
I think if and when you can make a conscious choice to choose something else, like I remember when there was all those oil spills and BP was kind of like I used to fill up gas up there all the time because it was cheap gas, right? But I actually purposefully avoided those gas stations because I was like, hey, you guys should have been more responsible with that. And my little way of supporting that is to not support what they're doing and go buy gas from somebody else. Apple's a little different unless you really want to just jump ship and go to the PC world. You don't really have the options there that you would.
I don't even know that you have the option anyway, because I think all the companies are going that direction where they're supportive of it. Like if you need a computer for your job, I think you're going to be working on something that they're on board with it. So then it's just a matter of what personal preference do I have for a particular product.
I remember in the 90s, Christians were boycotting shopping at Walmart because they were associated with Walden Books, and inside Walden Books they sold Playboy, and it's like,
Wow,
they're a bookstore that's selling a variety of books, and it's like, you'd really you couldn't shop anywhere really if you want to go with association like that. Yeah. You can't go to a gas station because the gas station sells Playboy books in there.
Or cigarettes.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, don't buy those products because in the barcode it has that 666. I remember, I don't know, 20 years ago.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
Thanks for watching. Check out our video, LED Live, every Friday. We've got a YouTube channel, Little Light Studios. You'll see it as our latest release on there. Thanks for watching.